the pastime of Kamada Ekadashi. The untold glories of Kamada Ekadashi are described in the Varaha Puran in a delightful conversation between Maharaj Yudhishthir and Sri Krishna. The king asked, "My dear Lord, please enlighten me about the most auspicious day, Kamada Ekadashi." Sri Krishna replied, "One time Maharaja Dilip, the great-grandfather of Sri Ramchandra, asked his dearly beloved and most magnanimous spiritual master, Vasishtha, about Kamada Ekadashi and procedure for observing it, which occurs during the month of Chaitra, March-April. Vasishtha replied, "The essence of such a day is the realization of the delineation of lust and love, and knowing the difference between the two. This sacred Ekadashi burns all of one's sinful reactions to ashes and awards the observer the privilege of having an intelligent and confident son. Now, please hear the glories of this Ekadashi. Once, in the city of Ratnapur, Bhogipur, there was a great king by the name of Pundarik. He was accompanied by his joyful and generous subjects, which included the Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and the Apsaras. In that sweetly opulent city, there lived a fantastically beautiful Apsara named Lilita and a handsome Gandharv known as Lilit. They lived happily as husband and wife and were consistently overwhelmed by each other's love to the point of madness. They were constantly engaged in sporting activities and relished each other's company. One time, in the court of King Pundarik, many Gandharv were engaged in singing and dancing in great bliss. Lalit sang with the Gandharvs, although his wife did not. Rather, she danced in great ecstasy with the many joyous Apsaras. Due to the pangs of separation that Lilit was experiencing from his devoted wife, he felt intense sadness. As an impact, he forgot the words to many songs that he knew by heart. In that assembly, there was one serpent from the Patal region by the name of Karkotak, who knew the mystery of this situation. He spoke in a greatly thunderous voice. "O Lalit, you have spoilt the performance because of your intense attachment to your wife. You have upset the tal, rhythm of the piece, and distracted the singers. Therefore, I curse you to be a man-eater cannibal." Being thus cursed by such a serpentine character, Lalit immediately transformed into a great demon, and all could see there was fearsome fire in his eyes. When Lalita saw her husband's terrifying form, she was extremely hurt and distressed. In intense pain, she spent her days and nights simply thinking of where to go, what to do, and who to see. She was simply lost in an ocean of separation. Surrendering all embarrassment, she lived with her husband in the forest. While wandering within the dense forest with her husband, Lalita saw the most sacred ashram of sage Shrungi, situated at the peak of the Vindhya mountain. Lalita immediately went there and offered her respectful obeisances to the sage. The sage inquired, "O beautiful one, who are you and where do you come from? Why have you come here, and what duty will you perform here?" Lalita narrated her story and requested, "Please, as a great Brahmana, you must surely have the ability to help me. If there is at all some way of atonement that will remove this horrendous suffering, then please tell me." After hearing Lalita's request, Sage Shringi said, "O daughter of the Gandharva, in a few days' time, during the waxing moon of the Chaitra month, there is a munificent Ekadashi day, known as Kamada. By observance of this day, all one's sinful reactions can be completely eliminated. By following this vow and giving the entire merit to your husband, all of one's desires will be fulfilled. Then, by the influence of this merit, your husband will immediately become free from the curse." Lalita gladly observed the vow of this Ekadashi. On the day of Dwadashi, Lalita sat in front of the Brahmanas and the Supreme Lord Vasudev and announced, "I have observed the Ekadashi Vrat as you recommended. I have abstained from food and water for the duration and am now gladly offering my results unto my dearest husband. I pray that my observance of Ekadashi Vrat will remove his demoniac condition and alleviate our suffering." As soon as Lalita had finished her prayer, her husband Lalit became free from the reactions of his sins and regained his divine Gandharva form. From that time on, Lalit and Lalita lived happily together. Lord Krishna concluded, "O Maharaj Yudhisthira, O best of kings, anyone who hears the narration of this most charmingly blissful day should certainly observe it to the best of their ability. There is no better vow, as it can eradicate even the sin of killing a Brahmana and easily counteracts demoniac curses."
That's why, at Kripa Marg, we say, we should all observe fasting on Ekadashi. We should not eat food grains on Ekadashi. On Ekadashi, we should meditate upon Lord Krishna and chant his holy names as much as possible.